Thanks, Adam. I appreciate it. Good morning, everyone, and glad to have you here. Let me get myself in the right spot. Lights are going on and off. There we go. We're good. Glad to have you here today. Jill, Sabrina, Hope, glad to have you here as well. It's a big day, exciting day as we introduce our new soccer coach, Becca Moros, and begin a new and exciting chapter of Arizona soccer. You know, as I begin to the process of finding the next soccer coach, our search committee and Brent Blaylock, who helped serve as the chair of the committee, we really set out to find a leader that can help take Arizona soccer to the next level, both on and off the field. And after an extensive national search, that led us directly to Coach Moros. Becca stood out to me and to our group because of her desire to be the best and her strong passion for coaching and leading student athletes. It became very clear to me early on as we continued to have conversations through the process that Becca was the right person for this job at this time. And I couldn't be more excited to see what she does and how she helps move this program forward in a very, very successful way. Becca knows what it takes to be a successful player in the game of soccer, what success is like in the game of soccer. She was an All-American as a student athlete at Duke, competed for the USA U21 national team, played professionally for over a decade, and then went immediately into coaching. Her passion for the game is really second to none. Her time as a member of the coaching staff at Gotham FC in the National Women's Soccer League quickly raised her profile as an exceptional coach, as a mentor, as a leader in the game, and truly one of the outstanding young coaches in the soccer world. Her experiences and her connections throughout the soccer community will serve us very well. They'll be invaluable as she enters the collegiate coaching ranks, and I have no doubt that she will be a superstar in this industry. And I'm really excited for our student athletes, for our team, to see the growth and success that will occur under the leadership of Becca and her staff that she's assembled. So I'm going to step out of the way, and it's my great pleasure to introduce the next head soccer coach at the University of Arizona, Becca Moros. Becca, welcome.
Thanks, Dave.
We'll do a little shoot.
Right here, y'all.
All right.
Perfect. Hold that for one more. Great.
All right. Again, congrats.
Thanks. This for me.
That is for you.
All right.
Do you want to take it?
Yeah. It's going on my wall. It's really great to be here. First and foremost, I want to thank Dave, actually President Robbins as well, and Brent for supporting me and believing me and giving me this opportunity. It's a huge honor to be here. The previous coaching staff has done an amazing job with this program and left it in a really great place for me to come in. It's an honor to coach in the Pac-12. As Dave mentioned, I'm a very competitive person, and the Pac-12 is a top conference in this country, so an amazing place to start my college coaching career. I want to thank these guys over here for being here. I'm told this is a special experience to have players in your press conference because usually they're not here at this time of year. But given this short timeline, I have the honor of having them here with me. So it's tremendous to be, you know, having a roster with so many talented players on it. And I'm excited to see how they respond to the challenges that me and my coaching staff put forward for them. So yeah, it's an incredible experience for me. An honor to be here, and thank you guys for being here too. Thanks, Dave.
All right, thanks.
All right, now we got questions here. Following that, we will have one-on-ones available with Dave Heath, Becca, and either Hope, Sabrina, or Jill. So just raise your hand and we'll get to you. Go ahead, Troy.
So Dave, how important was it to have pro soccer experience in the next head coach?
I don't think it was critical. I think it's a tremendous benefit and asset as the growth of the game, you know, here in the States, the growth collegiately, how players now can move on to the professional ranks. You know, someone that has that experience of what it takes to be competitive at the very highest level. And certainly in Division I soccer, in arguably the best conference in the nation in women's soccer, to have someone with the experience of what it takes to compete at the highest level all the time. Becca brings that. You know, she's been, again, was an outstanding collegiate player, has been through the professional ranks and coached at the ranks, so sees it from all of those angles. They'll be a tremendous asset for our players as they continue to strive to be outstanding players and hopefully have an opportunity to continue to play beyond the Division I level.
And then for Coach Moros, how will having that pro soccer experience, not only playing but coaching as well, help you at the collegiate level?
I think every experience in the game is valuable and teaches you different things. I've played for a lot of different coaches. Part of being, a member of fledgling soccer leagues is that leagues have folded, different coaches have come in, different owners, different managers. So I don't think I've necessarily had the best experience to have the longest, most secure soccer playing career that I've ever had, but I had a tremendous learning experience as far as becoming a coach, seeing what works, see what doesn't work, and kind of drawing from that to sort of build my own philosophy and my own, leadership style and the culture that I'd like to set here.
Becca, what's it like being on a college campus again? I saw that picture that you tweeted of getting dropped off at the airport and it looked like you were a student again.
Yeah, before I left the house, and my parents dropped me off at the airport again, my dad said, "Oh, it's been 18 years since we did this the first time." So it was really funny. And so we took, kind of a dorky leaving for college picture, but it's great. I mean, I've always gone back to Duke every off-season or every off-season that I've been able to go. And then last year doing sort of our draft analysis for the professional league, I got to go watch, UNC train. I got to watch Florida State train, had a lot of good conversations with, Paul Ratcliffe at Stanford and the UCLA coaches and stuff. So I've always stayed current with the college game. And every year you get new young players drafted into the league, and I've enjoyed those mentoring relationships that I've had on every team I've been on. So college soccer is something I've remained interested in, but to walk on a campus and to know that this is where I'm going to be and to be able to build something, it's a really cool feeling.
When you did get to see the campus for the first time, what was your impression of it?
Yeah, it's really pretty here. The mountains are pretty amazing, and to see them in almost every direction is definitely a special, vista, and the soccer fields have great views as well. So, yeah, it's a really beautiful place to be. And, the last time I felt that way was walking on Duke's campus when I was doing my recruiting trips and just like, oh, shoot, I've got to stay here. So it was really nice to be here.
For Becca, you talked about the previous staff building and having a solid foundation. How do you want to distinguish what the previous staff did and now what you want to incorporate?
Yeah, I mean, everybody who knows me knows that I don't do things other people's way that well. But I think that he's built an incredible foundation, and the players do a lot of things really, really well. So our goal will be to maintain all of the stuff that he's built and the lessons that he's taught, and to kind of shift that philosophy into something that rings true to what we're going to do in training and what we're going to build tactically on the field as well. So I think it'll be, a great fit, really.
Is there anything that surprised you since starting the job that you weren't expecting about being a college coach?
No, not yet, but a lot of people have asked me about it, and I'm like, well, it's a short timeline. I don't know what I don't know yet, so it's hard to be too worried about those things. But I actually have a lot of great mentors, people who have been coaching the college game for decades, who have been just accessible at all hours to me. They take my phone calls, my texts. They send me, advice when I don't even ask for it. They already know what I kind of need to know. So I felt very well supported. And then, the athletic department here has been around the clock helping me with stuff so I could get up to speed quickly. So I'm sure there'll be some things, but I haven't quite found them yet.
You mentioned the short timeline. You've got a quick turnaround here before the season starts. What's the priority? What are you focused on, and what do you have to get done before you guys get going?
The first thing is getting to know the players both on and off the field and building trust. Before you ask anybody to change something they do or to think about it differently, you've got to know what they're doing and why they're doing it. So I think understanding each other and building trust is key. And then I think from there you kind of challenge people according to where they're at. So definitely figuring out how much time we have to build whatever we want to build and what's going to make us as competitive as we can be right away. Those would be kind of things that we as a staff will be going through and observing, and I'll definitely be leaning on my staff pretty hard throughout this season. So.
For Dave, When you and Becca talked about kind of the direction you want to take the program in, what were some of the goals you set for maybe this season and then down the line that you want the program to achieve?
Well, we want to continue to see the program grow. I mean, anytime you have a transition, the goal is to bring in an individual that can take it from that position and grow the program. You know, we've got a great foundation here. There's been success, understand winning. There's an aspiration to get better, to really, again, in a incredibly competitive league, but to be, you know, pushing forward here so that we can compete for a championship, be in the NCAA tournament. Those are what the goals that we have every year for many of our programs. And I think this program's certainly positioned the young women who have built and helped build this. It's ready to vault, and I think leadership gives you that opportunity to take advantage of those things and you know, look at what has been here. We talked about that and kind of bring Becca's style and what she wants to do to really elevate the program. You know, and so I think, you know, we didn't sit down and say, hey, here's how many wins or here's what you have to do. It's about growing the overall program, and that's, again, having success with the young women in the program now, you know, identifying those who want to come and be part of this program and taking it to a new level. That's what we want to do here.
Dave, what's the latest as far as improving the facilities for soccer?
Yeah, you know, it's one of our pieces of the puzzle here that we want to continue to grow facilities across the board, and our soccer facilities on that. And we want to look at opportunities where we can enhance what we have there. And that's a goal. That is something that our staff is focused on. We're in the midst of fundraising for a number of facilities, and the soccer facility is one of them. So we'll continue to keep doing that.
Ideas, or is it enhancing the footprint of where the track facility is? Is it completely moving where soccer plays? I mean, what can you just tell us about that?
Well, I think we're looking at the footprint as it exists. What are the opportunities to enhance that? You know, again, everything's on the board, but we've had initial studies done about what opportunities exist there. I think it's well known that we've acquired some property across the street that will help us. So, you know, we're looking at our commitment to that overall footprint there. There's some pieces around it that could still be in play that might give us some more opportunity there. And I think we could obviously put something together that would be, you know, very nice for our student athletes and for our program.
This question is for Coach. You guys haven't released your upcoming schedule yet. How do you kind of prepare for the upcoming season? We don't exactly know who all of your opponents are going to be.
I think we generally have a pretty good idea of all of our opponents. There's just some, you know, crossing T's and dotting I's that has to be done. But I think in terms of planning, we're already kind of doing that, and hopefully can release that schedule soon.
And then kind of walk me through the process of kind of how you heard about the job. When did you kind of start to take the job seriously and wanted to kind of, you know, start to, you know, take the job seriously of potentially reaching out and trying to get this head coaching job?
Yeah, I mean, the job came probably 6 months earlier than I was anticipating it. But people inside, you know, my close network knew that I was looking to make a move and wanted to be a head coach, wanted to look into college soccer. And so when this opening came up and Arizona reached out, then it was kind of a done deal for me from that moment.
There's no doubt that you know, the way the season was moved, and it's caused a lot of interesting dynamics to it. You know, it just kind of feels like we just ended, and here we go again. We're gonna, you know, we've just got a couple weeks and we're rolling. So I think that provides some unique challenges, but we're ready to go. And it was exciting to get Becca on board. And again, like I said early on, you know, you have a lot of feelers out. You're talking to a lot of people. There's a lot of people giving you feedback. And Becca's name was right at the top of the list. People really said, this is an outstanding coach. This is somebody who is ready to do this. And that was inspiring.